absolutely over the moon with my second Beast in Black experience. It's probably their most popular song ever, Blind and Frozen, and absolutely stunning. I mean, Yannis's vocals are absolutely god tier. Truly, truly wild and out of this world. Really enjoyed watching this for the first time, experiencing this music video, breaking down the vocals and the music. Oh, it was a lot. It was a lot, and I absolutely loved it. So I hope you guys love it as much as I did. Please enjoy my first time reaction and analysis to Blind and Frozen, and I'll see you after. What a great intro. Oh my gosh. It's crazy I went into this because I just did my first video ever for Sabaton, Swedish power metal band. And they had such a cool blend of like epic choir and a very old school feeling in terms of the choir and some orchestration. But then, of course, the power metal stuff comes in. So it's like the blending of like the new world synthesizers with like old world chamber choir, which is really cool. And this is actually kind of a similar vibe to start off this video. We have elements of choir and we have elements of synthesizer. Right from the beginning, the synthesizer is much more present and forward, but if you listen closely, there is a foundation. There's a layer of choir, treble choir happening, so female choir happening in the background. So after my first video for Beast in Black, which I did as I record this pretty recently, I got to speak with Yannis Papadopoulos, the lead singer for my podcast. I'll leave that episode here. And I really enjoyed talking to him about his high notes, about how his high notes have changed since this video was recorded to releasing Enter the Behelit, for example, their most recent release. How he approaches them, how he deals with it on tour, how he deals with sickness on tour, how he prepares for studio recordings. It was wonderful. And as a big vocal nerd, it was really cool to talk to, the guy that does some pretty crazy vocals like this super wild, high, head voicey, gritty rock belt, all the way up to a soprano high G, a G5 below soprano high 6, soprano high 6, a soprano high C, a C6. Absolutely epic. Absolutely epic. Oh my gosh, his voice is like absolutely magical. It's really amazing and really unique. And in addition, I just love it's like heavy 80s rock. I mean, it's like that power. It's similar to the power metal that I was just listening to in Sabaton. And it's just so good. But I got to talk about Yannis's vocals here, because they're so ethereal and angelic, and it's a very rare voice. So that's all the way up to tenor high B, and he's of course keeping it in a very light mechanism. He's not doing any like big belting here, but just the way he's able to handle and flow through these phrases. And I love how legato they are. And legato just means smooth singing, really connected singing. Essentially how you sing legato is you lengthen all the vowels and shorten the consonants. So because you're not, unless it's a voiced consonant, right? You're not making noise on the consonants. And so if you have long vowels, you're able to actually just produce tone for a longer, consistent period of time. And we do that all the time in opera. That's one of the main things we do. And I sing opera professionally. And it's great to hear it here. Just a very long, smooth legato singing line from Yannis up in that floaty, like low head voice for him. Ooh, that run up with that synthesizer. Also, something else that shocked me in the interview is this is off their first album, and this is maybe their biggest success so far. So it's just crazy that like they came out of the gate and just like jumped on this scene with some absolutely mega hits. And they're still doing so well now. They go on massive tours. They're touring all the time, which is fantastic. But just to come on the scene and release a song like Blind and Frozen, absolutely wild. Oh my gosh, Yannis absolutely ripping. And now he's taking that chest connection, that yelly style singing. When you get really high in your chest voice, it adopts a kind of yell quality. And we get that here. And also as he uses that high chest voice, earlier when he was in his head voice, the lighter mechanism of singing, the tone was very pure. It was very efficient. There was no extra grit or growl or anything. And now that he's carrying that chest voice up, that intensity up, it has morphed into a distorted sound all the way up to tenor high C at moments during this chorus. It's really, really powerful. It's great stuff. Right there. He's multi-tracked doing 2 octaves here. All the way up on that G, that really high G again. Listen to that. A big vibrato too. Sick. So he went from G to E there. And just sustains it forever. Crazy. There is a unique quality to his rock belt that I haven't heard in anyone. There's like almost like a whistle inside of it. It's creating like another higher harmonic above the tone he's actually singing. I don't know how he's doing that. It's really fascinating. It's such a cool, eerie, kind of like siren-y sound. Like I can hear the high G harmonic in there, in the harmonic series. Unless he's multi-tracked again and they've just dialed that track back so it's quiet compared to the main, but I think it's a harmonic. It's gotta be. So this is all in Yannis's high, light mechanism singing, which is so different from what we get in the chorus. And what's cool also is that he's actually singing range-wise in a very similar spot as he's in the chorus, up to those high B's and high C's, G's, B's, C's, all that. He sings that super lightly and angelically and pure in the verses. And then when he gets to the chorus, he opens up that can of full chest voice and all the distortion comes in, and it creates so much contrast from the verse to the chorus, despite being almost the same vocal range. So that's really interesting. It's so hype. I love this. I gotta take this song on a run or take it to the gym. It's so epic, and it drives so hard. I like how we get a break from that somewhat during the verses, but then the chorus is just like in your face.
Every night, every day, as I read those letters you wrote me, I will long for the time when you left with your smile and the promise was still unbroken.
I also want to flag the diction. Pronunciation and diction is something we think about so much as opera singers because it's so important if you're singing for 2,500 people in a big opera house without a microphone, mind you, against an orchestra, your diction has to be crystal clear so that everyone all the way, even in the very back, can hear what you're singing. And often in popular music, rock music, pop, country, whatever, all the singers are pretty lax about it because it's a studio recording. They're doing it right into the microphone, so usually it's pretty easy to hear. But I love how much attention to detail that Yannis is taking to make the words super crisp. Like, I haven't even had the captions on. I don't know if we can see if they, you know what? Forget it. We don't need them because his diction's so clear. And that's something I was noticing. It's like, I know every word this guy's saying, even when he's in his upper belt range, where it's notoriously difficult to pronounce things well because his diction is just fire. I mean, I will wait for tomorrow. That's all the way up in a tenor high C. And he's just absolutely crystal clear with the diction. That's really remarkable. And English is not his first language, I don't believe either. I believe he mentioned that in our interview. 'Cause he was born in Greece and now lives in Finland. So English, not a first language, and yet still the pronunciation, the diction, absolutely hats off, and something I'm intimately familiar with, training for pronunciation and diction. What's happening? Soprano high A. That is crazy. He mentioned in our chat that he was pretty reliable up to a soprano high C. Above that, not so much, but even in performances, even on tour, he's pretty reliable all the way up to soprano high C. That's freakish. That's really freakish. Bunch of dang. So he sings a bunch of high C's throughout that section in pure chest voice, gets up to the high E, na na na, and then gets all the way up to that soprano high A afterwards. Yes. Face melter. Woo! Woo! Hands on fire. shred. Absolute shreddy. Oh, listen to that drum fill. All those toms. Oh. It's so interesting that Sabaton song, Templars, also had a super long break in the middle where there were no lead vocals. Now, often, in a lot of genres, you might have a guitar solo for a bit, but usually the lead vocals are pretty quick to come back in. This is 2 songs back to back I've listened to where there's like, it's pretty much just becomes a cinematic experience. Like the song turns into like a film score of sorts as you're watching these scenes play out without any lead vocals. Really awesome. I'm a big fan. Key change. So many Aeolian cadences. Ba, 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 ba. That's how you get... Sorry, Mason, I just destroyed the microphone. That is my favorite cadence. And especially in a major song. This is in minor, so the Aeolian cadence is already kind of built in. But it is probably the best cadence to make a song drive forward. Because you know as soon as you hear that first chord of it, it's going. Da, ba, ba. And you can just do that over and over again, and it stays hype. It stays really thrilling and exciting. Super long instrumental break. It's like some Beauty and the Beast going on. Look how the air gets sucked out of the room. I think he's singing this all. This is I believe the text from the chorus, the lyrics from the chorus. Obviously, almost none of the instrumentation we got from the previous choruses, the big heavy guitars, the drums, all that's out. And I think Yannis is singing it 1 octave down, exactly. Yeah, one octave down from where we heard the previous choruses. So it's obviously much, much lighter and lower in his voice. But this is a great songwriting tool, and I bet after this section they're going to go back and hammer us one more time with the full version of it. Frozen. Yeah. 1 octave lower. Yeah. I believe we have a fair amount of Yannis multi-tracking happening, even higher harmonies happening. If you listen closely in the left and right ear, I don't know who else in the group sings or if anyone does harmonies or high harmonies during live shows, but not unusually you'll have a lead singer for a group do multi-track harmonies in the studio, and then if they need harmonies in the live performance, they can either do backing tracks or they can have someone else in the band jump in if there are other singers in addition to the instruments they play. Sometimes you might have a drummer doing harmonies, you know? You might have a bass singer doing harmonies. You never know. But it sounds like Yannis doing these harmonies stacked upon himself. As I read this is just hammering these high E's. Also, E minor, absolutely my favorite song to do original songwriting in. E minor, E minor, E minor. I'm writing this enormous piece right now about the Trojan War and about Achilles. Huge, 30 songs, going to be like 2 hours and 15 minutes of music. I haven't even officially announced it yet, but that's coming soon. But a lot of E minor. That's like the Achilles key is E minor. It's just, I don't know. It rules. But those harmonies come in on the final version of this final chorus. I don't think they've been there in the song. It's great when artists save a little bit of juice for the final part of the final chorus, because then we get a proper climax, as opposed to just it kind of stays stale and then ends. It's like, oh, it's like one more level. All right, when it repeats, listen for the harmonies. Right here. What? He did that earlier on G to E. He just did it on A to G. Wow. That's absurd. Ooh, she do be frozen. Very frozen. Dang, I see why they came on the scene with such a hit. That was awesome. My second ever Beast in Black experience. Wow. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you learned something. Hope you gained appreciation, especially for Yannis's vocals. I'm sure you already loved them, but I'm here to nerd out about them and kind of let you guys know what's going on to enhance your listening experience going forward. So I hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned something. If you did, please do consider joining my Patreon. That's the best way to support me. And please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Totally free. Takes 2 seconds. So go ahead and do that. And I'll see you guys in the next Beast in Black video. Peace.